Today I was talking to a business that recently reconfigured all of their offerings and is now earning $200K a month. And they were asking all of the right questions. How can we do better? How can we do more? What can we expand into? First things first, this business barely has a social media presence. They are posting maybe once, twice a week at the most, and still killing it. And I asked them, how much better would you be doing if you were just doing Reels again? And we talked about some of the past series that they did, and hopefully they're going to get back to it. But it was mostly about figuring out how to get the time back to be able to do it with how much they've scaled. And so we talked about the different options. They needed to hire an individual to take on tasks that had overwhelmed the time that they had previously been spent marketing. So number one is outsource what is not inside of your zone of genius when you are at scale like that. Now, they figured out a really great offer, and we looked at some of the stats behind that offer, and this was a referral mechanism. So I asked, again, what is the thing that takes the most time with your referral flow? And the answer was, it's DMing people. They're not using any automation, so he was spending hours DMing individuals back when they would respond to comments inside of Facebook groups or on Instagram posts. Just not a good use of their time. So I showed them some simple things that they could implement inside of ManyChat. ManyChat is a great tool to be able to get back the time, as well as how can you implement some of those things on Facebook. So number two is add automations where you can. We also talked about other platform opportunities. They're killing it inside of Facebook groups and on Facebook. However, they could definitely be doing more on Instagram, and Discord is a huge opportunity for them. Not to mention Reddit and Twitter groups. So we talked about some of the strategies that they could implement inside those other areas in order to spread their referral link around more. Then we talked about scaling. How could we get even better at scaling? If they have all of this inventory to move, how do we move it? And to be honest, this is one of my favorite areas to talk about because it's funnels and ads. And those are two opportunities that they could use really well. So they have a Shopify store and they're selling products that kind of like build and go together and could be bundled really well. So just as a baseline, we could be doing funnels better for the business so that we could have our tripwires and our upsells and all of these different tools to make it so that it is working in their favor. But then I asked them about ads, and they're not doing ads at all. And so this is something that I gave them a strategy for. This is one of the most basic strategies that most businesses use. It's like a 3-tier or a waterfall system. They call it so many different things. So you take a video that is very broad and you push it out to that broad audience. And that is more of an awareness video. And then you retarget that audience with another piece of content that's a little bit more educational or product based so that you're moving them along into that consideration phase. And then you retarget those people who watched that video with more of the hard sell. If you got a promo code, that's where you hit them with the promo code. And he goes, but Drea, if I'm doing the referral flow, he's like, I have to give them so much help. I'm like, well, we can just add those messaging automations that we've talked about in the beginning to this ad flow and make it so that you're still able to help guide them along the journey and have that one-to-one relationship with them. I cannot wait to see how much they scale. But that's what number 3 is. It's all about scaling once you figured out your offer and figuring out how to scale the correct way for your business. And this is my jam. I absolutely love getting on these phone calls, problem solving, figuring out where the areas of opportunity are, and then just watching and encouraging the growth and helping to set up those systems that are going to make a business successful.